What, may you ask, is this iron skillet gonna do? Oh, that's to come. My buddy Greg happens to have an app here that is monitoring several things cooking. Steaks in an ambient temperature. He is going to grill some awesome steaks and some sausage. You wanna take us on a tour and see the awesome steaks and the sausage? This is the Grill Master G.
Hey, what's up? How's
Everybody
it going,
say hey.
homies?
So Greg is concocting quite a bit of fun stuff here. We were just talking about what he's creating, and you got steaks and you got sausage.
Yes.
And you've come up with your own type of reverse searing that also involves the sausage. You want to talk about it for a second?
Yes, I'm gonna do that. Maybe we should go outside and let's check it out.
Let's go have a look.
What do you think? So, I'm a huge fan of the reverse sear. I think that's the best way to make a steak in my opinion. And I have a Treager, and I like to use a cast iron, but at the current moment, we got a couple of really nice fillets on there. We got the Wi-Fi grill thermometer, and we got a nice piece of jalapeno cheddar sausage on there that's made locally. That's some good stuff. And so, what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke these steaks at low temperature until we get them where we want them, and then we're gonna rest them, and then we're gonna get the sausage done but not crispy. But then we're gonna throw a cast iron on there. We're gonna crank the heat up, and when we crank the heat up, we're gonna cut the sausage into slices, and we're gonna cook those sausage slices in the cast iron skillet till they get really crispy, and we're gonna pull them out. It'll be some of the best sausage you ever had. And then after that, we're gonna let the steaks rest a little bit, and we're gonna sear them in the sausage grease, and they're gonna be out of control, delicious.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds good. Holy cow, that sounds
really good. So, hey, check this technique out. You should use it. Is it time consuming? Yes, it is. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it rolling.
Listen, Kyle and I have gone back and forth with debating about whether the best steak is doing reverse searing or cooking the way I cook it. And I've offered him a throwdown, but Greg told me a whole different way of how he's going to do it. So I'm going to film this, and I want to share it with you guys so that you can watch the process, you can see what it looks like, and you can go, dang, I need to up my game a little bit.
I'm telling you what.
Right away, my brain goes, I need to up my game a little bit.
This is how you do it, man. I mean, steaks are awesome, right? But steaks seared in sausage grease are more awesome. More awesome. That's right.
Why not? I mean, why not? If you have the ability, why not, right?
Heck yeah. Let's do it.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Looking forward to it. Go.
All right, so while we have an opportunity here, I wanted to talk a little bit about grill thermometers. I've had a lot of grill thermometers. I've had a lot of Bluetooth grill thermometers. Not saying they're not good. However, like a lot of times I'm cooking a big piece of meat and I want to be able to monitor the temperatures, and the Bluetooth just doesn't have a really long reach. So an option now that you can do is what's called a Wi-Fi grill thermometer that hooks to your home Wi-Fi, and it allows you to basically monitor your meat from anywhere. Like if I had internet, I could do it in Canada, right? So the one I have is called Fireboard. There's different ones, but just to kind of give you an idea of how this works is that the Fireboard is hooked to my Wi-Fi. I have 2 probes and 2 steaks, and I have an ambient temperature probe in, and basically we're just kind of monitoring this. And the funny thing is that when the steak gets to the temperature that I put it in, it's going to text me, it's going to email me, it just does all these things to notify you. And then if you really want to geek out about it, which I really try not to do, you actually can take all the graphs it creates and you can post them on the internet on all your grill sites and whatever. So even I might think that's a little too far, but the one thing that I've done is that if you have a pellet grill, the thing that people complain about the most with pellet grills is that the temperature fluctuates, and they just really get upset about it. But the interesting thing is that if you put a temperature probe in your home oven, the temperature fluctuates. Like the burner turns on, it turns off, it turns on, it turns off. So you never really get a steady temperature. And so the one thing I've used the graphs for that's helpful is to show that yes, even though the temperatures fluctuate, the temperature of your meat and your food just steadily goes up, and it still makes great food. And so the point is that temperature fluctuations don't matter. It's just the end temperature of your food that's delicious. And the other big argument I think about grilling might be about the fact that it's time versus temperature. Like people are constantly asking, how long does it take to cook this? And I think the thing is that the time doesn't matter. It's temperature. You want the temperature to be what it is. If it takes 40 minutes to do that, that's great. 45, whatever, doesn't matter. You get your temperatures right, your food's always perfect, and this is helpful for that too. So I can wholly recommend a Wi-Fi thermometer because I'm on the lawn. I can go to Target. I can do anything I want. I can set the temperature to be like 10 degrees from where I want it. It'll email me, text me, whatever, tell me that I'm 10 degrees. I can come home. I can make sure my food's perfect. So it's good stuff if you're a grill geek.
So the Wi-Fi thing is a bit pricier.
Oh, very pricier.
But it's if you look at the convenience of the fact that it does give you instant information everywhere, and you don't have to be very close to the unit in order to get your information, then it's sort of worth it. I mean, it just depends on the level of what you're cooking at. There's a lot of them that do the Bluetooth, which is fine.
Sure. Sure.
The main thing to consider is your elements in which you're cooking in. So if you have an area where maybe it's going to be raining while you're cooking, I reached out to Greg one time and I said, my unit got ruined because of the rain. He goes, just put it in a Ziploc bag and turn it to where the rain doesn't affect it. And I was like, oh, duh. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're into doing that and you want to step up your level just a little bit, this may be something that you look at, but also consider the fact that it's not waterproof. Make sure to keep it in a plastic bag whenever the weather may be questionable, whether or not it may rain. But it doesn't have to be in there all the time. But also, one of the cool things that I think is really awesome about this one is that it's got 6 different elements. So if you're cooking multiple things, maybe some of your food's quicker, is done quicker than the others because it's not the same thickness. So it'll give you an indication right away of, oh, by the way, you need to start pulling this, but let this other stuff cook.
Yeah, and to talk so if you want a Wi-Fi thermometer, there's a bunch of different ones out there. I chose a Fireboard. There are other ones, but some of the other ones you look at have temperature probes, like maybe you're limited to 2, or maybe the probes are specific to this one's for food and this one's for ambient temp. I like the Fireboard because it has 6 ports, and the ports can be used for anything you want. You can put any port in any one. And because you have 6 ports, if you had 6 people and you want to make 6 steaks and everyone wanted them different, then you could have cook temps for each individual steak. You could have ambient temperatures. It's really nice. So I can wholly recommend it. I really like it. But there are other options out there, so you have to kind of research them and just see what you like the best.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good info.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we're going to take the sausage off the grill.
Yes, and we're going to throw the cast iron on so we can let the cast iron be heating while the steaks finish. So the goal is here, we're going to take the sausage off, we're going to let it rest, we're going to put the cast iron on, let it heat up, then we're going to finish the steaks, let them rest, then we're going to crank up the heat, and then we're going to sear the sausage and then sear the steak.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of steps.
Yeah, it is a lot of stuff, I know. But I'm going to say this to you, so I'm a crazy person, and the crazy people are like the ones who are, I don't care about the steps. I don't care about the time. I care about the food, right?
Yeah!
I care about the food. That's
hell
yeah.
You need a hype man. Just go behind you and
I
go,
do.
yeah!
Yeah. Hey, if you could, just get a towel and spin that thing around. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how that chicken...
I'll just pretend I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. How about that?
Yeah. So my goals are... Oh, there's a nice piece of sausage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
That's beautiful.
He's beautiful. Now, he's not totally done. We're going to cut him up into slices in a little bit. And then we're going to sear him in this cast iron skillet and get a really nice crispy on both sides. We're going to move these steaks over a little bit because the steaks are doing... Again,
we're on extremely
really
low heat.
Oh yeah, really. Like, 165 maybe. So, again, you can't cook like me and be all upset about time because I started at 4 something, right? The thing is that if you want to cook this way, you just start earlier. It's all right. But cast iron's got to heat up, so we're going to put it on there. We're going to let it heat up, and then we'll crank it up in a little bit. But so far, man, everything is going really, really well. And you see these things? I mean, that's how you want that stuff. Because right now, I think he's probably on about 121. We're going to get him to about 131 and let him rest before we sear him. And it's going to be just delicious.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. So one of the steaks is currently done. We're going to take him off in just a second.
Around this old town too long.
Alright.
I've been hanging around this town so no. I've been hanging around this old town for way too long. Okay, so we went ahead and pulled one steak.
That's right.
The other one's not quite ready.
132.
132.
The other
one needs about 4 more degrees. Okay, so we're gonna slice some sausage here. Ooh.
Ooh.
Listen, I know you've heard this before, but you've got beautiful sausage.
I have actually heard that on a number of occasions. Oh, but hey, so check out the sausage. So the point here of the sausage is really low temperature smoking. We have a really crispy, nice outside, but the outside is not 100% done, which is perfect. It's what we want because we're gonna put it in the cast iron skillet. We're gonna sear these edges really nice. We're gonna get some grease from the sausage into that cast iron so we can sear the steaks in it. So you should do this.
That's gonna make a really awesome steak.
It's gonna be crazy.
Plus,
Just
I mean,
crazy. And
holy cow, the cast iron with the sausage is gonna be fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, like what's gonna happen is it's gonna finish this because it's not totally done, but it's gonna completely crisp the outside. It's gonna be some of the best sausage we've ever had.
Now this sausage comes from a local place here in Albany, Georgia. Where do you get it?
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick. Okay, so if you're in the area and you're available to come by the Salt Lick location in Albany, Georgia, please check it out.
Oh, and if you're gonna do it, all their sausage is good, but jalapeno cheddar. Jalapeno cheddar, it's great stuff.
Awesome.
Yes. And then Hey, so the good thing about it is that from the fireboard, my phone just texted and emailed me and push notified me that the other steak is done. So we're gonna pull the other steak off and let that rest. And so, you know, the thing about reverse searing is when you get it to the internal temperature you want, you just pull it off and you put it under foil and you let it rest. Now what we're gonna do is we got this cast iron here. Now what we've been doing this whole entire time is we've been cooking at really low temperatures, right? But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna crank up the temperature and we're gonna let this cast iron get this really hot. And we're gonna do that because A, we're gonna sear the sausage in it and get the sausage really crispy. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna be eating that sausage because it's gonna be awesome.
Ooh.
But the grease will be in here, high temp, we're gonna sear the steaks in there. So we're letting them rest for now. And we're cranking it up.
Awesome. You moved it up to 500?
Yes, sir. 500 for sure.
Awesome.
And the great thing about the cast iron is that we put the grill to 500, but the cast iron is going to take all that heat and it's actually going to make it have a higher temperature than that. By the time we put it on the cast iron, it's going to be about 650. So it'll be a really nice sear on the outside, but still pink and really tender on the inside. But sausage grease. Sausage grease.
And dangerous.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you got mushrooms going on the grill here. You want to talk about them?
Oh, well, we got them actually on the stove.
On the stove, excuse me.
Yeah. Hey, so I know that mushrooms aren't like some super ridiculously hard thing, but when I married my wife, she had, in my opinion, the best mushroom recipe ever. And if you're going to make a fat steak and you're going to put all this time into it, you should have some good mushrooms, right? So these mushrooms, you put a half stick of butter in there, and then you let the butter melt, and then you throw the mushrooms in, and then you let them saute a little bit a while and get a little bit soft. But then you put a dash of Worcestershire, and you have to do fresh garlic. Fresh garlic, way better than garlic powder. But the secret ingredient, sherry. Dry sherry, 1 capful. Best mushrooms you ever had that go along with these steaks. I'm telling you, if you're going to put all the time into a steak like this, you better have good sides and good mushrooms to go along with it. So, yeah, that, sir, is how you do mushrooms.
Looks good. Smells good, too.
Oh, yeah, good stuff.
All right, we got the grill set.
So,
ooh, sausage looks good.
Oh, yeah. So right now, the grill's at about 374, but we threw a little bit of water in the cast iron and it's sizzling, so it's ready to go to sear this sausage.
Okay.
So we cut the sausage up, but it's great crispy on the outside, but we're gonna finish it on the inside in the cast iron skillet. And it's gonna get really nice and crispy on the outside, and we're gonna be snacking on that stuff. But after that, we got the steaks resting, and we'll have some good sausage grease in there to sear the steaks. So let's go ahead, and we're gonna just throw this good sausage in here, and we should get some nice sizzling. There you go. That's good stuff. Uh-oh. That's why you get the tongs, right?
A couple of little ways.
Yeah. But we're gonna cook these in here, and we're gonna flip them in a little bit, and they're gonna sear, and they're gonna be great. But the goal here is to get the sausage grease going in the pan to sear our steak. So we're gonna keep on rolling.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
It's always important to toss the sausage along the way. The way you get a lot of fat moving around between the meat surfaces. Is that the right way to put it? Meat surfaces?
I prefer syrup.
Meat syrup.
Oh yeah. All right, so we put the cast iron on and we seared that sausage in the cast iron skillet.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we gotta try one of these.
It's hot. It's hot. Oh,
so
yeah.
good. Oh.
But it's super crispy and it's delicious.
Oh.
Hey, but I don't. Well, you shouldn't open it, but we're gonna open it. A buttload of sausage grease in there, heating it up on the cast iron so we can sear the steaks. So we're gonna enjoy this sausage, and
That's really good sausage, by the way.
oh, I know, it's delicious. And it's crispy because we did it in the cast iron skillet. But
it's good stuff.
more to come. More to come.
More to come.
Yes.
My famous Jewish friend, more to come.
Oh man! All right, it's flipping time.
Flipping time!
That's right. So when you have these steaks really cooked and you're in the sausage grease, you don't need a whole lot of time until you flip them. Oh, look how brown that is, man. That's nice stuff right there. Woo, that's good.
That was gorgeous.
That's right. We're going to do the other side in the sausage grease, and then we're going to eat that shit, man. That's a beautiful thing, my friend.
It's a minute per side?
2 maybe.
2 minutes per
but
side?
Not more than that.
In the sausage grease. That's awesome.
Yes, good stuff. So we had another couple minutes, and so I know the steaks are just going to be really delicious and crispy looking. Turning off the grill. And we're opening it up. Ooh, look at that. Sausage grease, baby. Sausage grease. Hey, look at that. Wow, that's incredible. That's great. Oh yeah. So the great thing is that because we cooked it slow and low to the internal temperature we wanted to do it, and then we did this cast iron and we put sausage in it, we got sausage grease in here. If you let it rest long enough, it gets to the temperature internally that it's going to get to, and you can't cook it internally anymore. So you can sear it outside all you want and still have a nice peak inside. So these steaks, I mean, they're gonna have a great pink inside, but man, they're gonna have a really nice outside, and they are gonna be just delicious with the sausage grease. I don't think you can beat it. And I'm gonna tell you, man, yes, I'll admit it, time is crazy, a lot of time. But the time's worth it, because check it out. You can't beat that, man. That's good stuff right there. That is gonna be delicious, 100%. Sayonara, my friends.